Hey, sorry, I'm getting it from upbeat.io. I ended up paying for a service or a subscription with them to get the music, so I can. It's a surprisingly large amount of music available. Hey, Knight. Yeah, check it out. If you like it, let me know. Because technically, I can. I think I have an account. I can protect. Like I can drop three or four channels. So you may not have to buy anything if you just want to try it out and see if you like it or not. I am definitely not the person to talk about staying on task and doing what you're supposed to be doing. So, as evident by everything that's happened today with this this build. Thanks. I'm actually really excited with how it's kind of turned out, and considering it's my first like house that I've kind of built like this. I've built a few things, but nothing this crazy. Hey, Lynn. How's it going? Welcome. Excited to have you here. Anyway, sorry, check it out, let me know, and then if you want to try it out, I can attach your account, at least your channel, to mine. Because I think I can do, like I said, I think I can do 3 channels or so. So if you want to try it out without having to necessarily pay for anything, let me know. very much feel like this is become significantly bigger than I ever anticipated in terms of builds. And that gives me cause for worry. But I figured I would continue to play hooky with what I'm supposed to be doing today and play some more Planet Zoo. That is very much the case. My wife might disagree, but doesn't matter. She's gone for the night, so I have a few hours to stream on a Friday, which doesn't happen very often. I kind of like the fact that you can kind of just listen to some rather relaxing music in the background as we build. Kind of works out. It is Planet Zoo, and that's okay. No problem. No need to apologize in any way, because it's all about just having fun. It's pretty wild, more so because I like to think that this is going to be a multi-faceted build. I'm worried that I've kind of bitten off a little bit more than I could chew in terms of size. It seems a little large, which I'm a little kind of on the fence about. But altogether, I think it's starting to kind of come together. My goal, I think, on the next portion of this build will be right here. The goal is to create this it's going to be a koala habitat. So that's going to be our next step. We're just kind of working towards that, but I really just want to make sure that this entire first area is kind of put together. I'm actually really happy with the interior, though. All said and done, I feel like these octopus looking pieces actually really work out to kind of create a really cool looking interior. Hey, Sparrow, thank you. The big issue now is finding out what I can do to fill in this space. I think I can do like a little bit of a, kind of like a, something here. I hear she has an amazing channel. The only thing that I think I'm on the fence about is it's a little dark in here, and I don't know how I feel about this roof. Yeah, I wanted to do some type of like Australian entrance sign to kind of like denote the fact that we are entering the Australian section of the zoo. So I'm curious to see how I can maybe kind of pull something like that together. I've been struggling a lot with the Australian architectural pieces though. That looks a little bit better, and then maybe add. I wonder if we can make this look a little bit cooler. Oh yeah, I like the idea. Wonder if it's. You know what I think it might be actually. Hang on, let me try something here. I think it's the plaster that's actually too dark. A little bit on the green side though, eh? Definitely looks a lot brighter. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. What else do we have from a roof perspective? Oh, is it coming? Oh, is that what it is? Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I like to think I'm not the best builder. If you want to see a really cool builder, you should also check out Sori and Sparrow. They're both fantastic Planet Zoo builders as well. Yeah, admittedly, if I turn the light on, it actually looks a lot better. Hang on. Let's just put a light down and see what it looks like. It's the Canadian side of me. You should know this, Sparrow. Thanks, Knight. Yeah, okay. You know what? I like Sparrow. I think you're right. The blue does look a lot better. It matches the mural a lot better. Oh, thank you. I'm originally what I wanted to do. I had like this harebrained idea. So I was gonna do something like, because I guess like from a realism perspective, you wouldn't want anything from the roof to kind of fall into the habitat. So originally I was going to try to do something like this. And you know, now that I've done it, it actually doesn't look that bad. Kind of adds a little bit of a different look to the entire build. Because I was thinking of doing something like that. Oh, there's a super big delay in my in this. Hang on. Yeah, so that's originally why I wanted to do it. Because if I was thinking, and I'm just going to do this as just an example, I think it would take a lot more. I think this might be something that I'll probably come back to and maybe add down the road. I'm just going to use this as an example. Because then you could have something like that, where you have plants kind of like working their way up and it would hide all the venting behind it. So you would kind of see it sneaking through, but it wouldn't necessarily be something that would be pretty big. But yeah, so that was the intent, was always to put that. But then I was thinking from like, I wanted vines. Or ivy, sorry, not vines. Something like that. Yeah, so that was the struggle that I had with it, was actually like finding something that was going to make sense for the entire habitat, because I am trying to keep it. It's like this is franchise mode, so I'm trying to keep it as localized as possible to the correct foliage and stuff like that. Like I can play a little bit more out here with these foliage plots, but not so much in the habitat itself. So I was a little weary, so I opted against it and tried a few other things out. But like I said, it might be something I come back to, because I have a feeling that like if I finish this, it might look a little different. So I think the limestone looks a lot better though than the plaster. This has actually been a long time coming. This is Cedarbrook Park Zoo, which, like, weirdly enough, when I started this, I built this habitat, which is for the who's this for? The meerkat, and then the Oceania expansion came out. So I built all of this. Which I think, if anything, if I have a favorite habitat, it's actually going to be this one. Playing around and learning a lot of different things. And then, what we have my Tasmanian habitat with like a little road that leads into a... This took entirely too long to create. Getting the kind of like the road to kind of roll in there, and then it's my first exhibit, my flying fox exhibit. This is the first one I ever created, which I thought I did a pretty good job. And then we have our penguin habitat. So yeah, so I started this a long time ago, and then I kind of, how the frig did you guys get back here? You're not supposed to be back there. You know what? I know what you're saying, Lynn. Like it can be a very overwhelming game. Like when I first started playing, it wasn't that great, and I think like I've had this game forever. And actually, I bought this game when it first came out, and I never played it. I wanted to, I could never get into it, and then I think I struggled a lot with it. I think part of it just comes with like just practicing. As weird as that sounds, and as corny as that might sound, it's just the more that you build, the better it becomes. But I feel like I definitely know where you're coming from. So yeah, this is Cedarbrook Park Zoo. This is something that I've had a few people ask about actually, and I really wanted to come back to it, so I was kind of like unsure about it. More so because it's like every time that you build something, you always get better at it, and then you want to go and improve, and it doesn't necessarily always work out the way you want it to. Okay, so I think I'm happy with this. Next step. Next step is getting the next habitat kind of planned out. And I gotta figure out the roof. There needs to be a lot more stuff on the roof. Okay. So originally, the plan called for something pretty weird. Now, I've never done something like this, so I'm kind of low-key nervous. If it'll actually work. So the thought process for this section of the build is it's going to be a platypus habitat. So we're going to have it right here. So it's going to kind of shoot up a little bit right here, come back down. And they're going to have a swimming area, and then they're going to be able to swim under the bridge and then into this other additional area right here. So this would be more of like another like central foliage plot that would kind of like work in and stuff like that. So I'm kind of curious to see if we can actually pull it off. That's going to be number one. Okay, good to know. I will go and fix that right now. Platypuses have a large hitbox, really? Why would they do that? Let's see if we can actually make this work. So it's about, I would say 3.5. Let's go with 3.5. Let's take a look. Is watching me play Planet Zoo getting you to play Planet Zoo right now? Knight? Also, Sparrow, I have to say, eerily, really good eye on this banister, or on this barrier that I created. The fact that you were able to pretty much call out every piece that went into it, kind of alarming. I was in the process of responding back, and then you were like, "It's this," and I was like, that's right. Like, I have nothing else to add." I have to admit, it was really funny to see you kind of like just bang it off as easily as you did. Of all the songs that I play, this is probably my favorite one. I'm not gonna lie. Thank you. I spent the afternoon trying to convince my wife to go back to New York so we can go to the Bronx Zoo. So that's what I was doing this afternoon. I've been to New York. I think I've been to New York twice now, and both times I've missed out on the Bronx Zoo. And that leaves me so sad. It is a very busy. It is very busy. The alternative for places to visit, London is still on the table as a place I would love to go to. It's interesting because I told myself I've never tried to do like fine detail work again. I still have like nightmares of placing oodles and bucket loads of moss around every surface in Ottawa Zoo, and then here I am fine detailing plaster panels all over the place. Admittedly, I have not traveled a whole lot, and that's why I've been focusing on like traveling a lot. When I was younger, I focused a lot on work and stuff like that. So I don't know if I have a favorite place yet because I haven't really visited a whole lot. I've never left North America, which is shocking. I would love to go to. There's a lot of places I want to go to. Iceland, Norway, France, the UK. I would like to go to Australia. I don't think I ever will. There's not many places my wife has like a hard no to. It's Japan and Australia is it though. So I have a few places I want to visit, but no favorites just yet. Although Banff is by far the most beautiful place I've ever visited. Such an amazing place. The Netherlands for sure. I would love to visit them. There's a lot of places I want to go to. My hope one day is that YouTube can help pay for the way. That is ultimately the goal. New Zealand would be really cool. Longleat. I'll have to keep Longleat in mind. So you have a lot of places. Do you have any places you want to visit, Socks? Any, like, go-to... If you could travel one place, this was the place you would travel to? I heard, not that I heard, I actually know. I like to say Virgin Hotels more so because I get a actually a really nice discount with them through work. So London has a new Virgin Hotel that's opening soon. Hungary, yeah, I could see that. This sounds like a beautiful place. It's not that it's not known. It's just, I think it's a lesser known place, I guess would be the best way of saying it. When people think about places to travel, Hungary is not one of them. But there's nothing wrong with that. And don't take that wrong. Don't take that in a negative way. It is a sign that I should visit. This is how I convince my wife to go places. She likes Virgin Hotels. They're actually they're really nice. It's a shame, though. It's as Sparrow just pointed out, Hungary is beautiful. I think we should all go to Hungary one day. Never thought I would say that I'm so tired of not tired. That's not true. I've been building so much in like the tropical theme lately. I'm kind of like tired of building tropical. I wouldn't mind visiting Ireland, that's for sure. Oh, well, in that case, you should check out Igwa Zoo, because it is literally a zoo being built on a mountaintop. In a sense, I guess. It's not really a mountain, it's a flat mountaintop. Shameless plug of my own series. We're actually gonna have to pop over to Igwa Zoo shortly anyway. Sparrow's back in Planet Zoo. I appreciate you lurking, Sparrow. I really do. I like this conversation about travel now. It makes me want to travel more, which is, I guess, like a good thing and a bad thing. Just sucks that it's super expensive to fly in Canada, sadly. And where I live, like, there's very few direct flights anywhere. You are correct. When in doubt, add in some grass. Oh, it's the path that's setting off that. That's unfortunate. Unless... what if we did something crazy? Okay, it's manageable. It's salvageable. Have to work some things around a little bit, I think. But I kind of like the idea that they can kind of swim through, and really they're not going to get up on the ground here. It just really kind of swim through and play around. I think that was always the idea, to have something like this here. We will find out, but if they don't, in my heart, that's what matters. Oh, that's so annoying. It won't let me put the... My lesson learned, a very painful lesson learned right there. Hey, Simon. Lemurs are definitely on the docket for Iguazu, so we're definitely going to see something like that there. I love the idea of adding in something like that, though. That's really cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. And don't be afraid. We're only taking a slight break from Iguazu, which is really just more of like maybe 1 or 2 episodes as I kind of play around here for a little bit. I think this is gonna be just a little bit of a nice break from playing Planet Zoo. Not that you need a break from playing Planet Zoo. It's definitely not the case. But thank you so much. I really I do appreciate it. I'm really excited for tomorrow's episode. More so because for those who maybe thought we forgot about Camilla and her journey with Iguazu, you would be wrong. We have a short update on Camilla and her journey. And on top of that, it's the monkey habitat. I've never actually built a habitat for the monkey, so I'm actually really excited about it. Totally by accident. Definitely not planned in any way. But I will take it as a planned, as something I totally planned. It's actually, I think it's really coming together. I'm really happy with this this entire build. Never thought I would ever build something like this. As extravagant, as crazy as this is, I never thought I'd ever get to this point. So, very happy. There's one thing I'm trying to do more often now than I have in previous times playing Planet Zoo, which is like I'm trying to slow it down. And really kind of like hone in on things. So like smaller is bigger, I guess, in this case. Yo, I don't even know. This is how bad it is. I've added Iguazu, like IGUA, to the dictionary on my phone and on my computer so that I would stop making that spelling mistake, and I still do it. And it's gotten like, I woke up at 4 this morning and I saw that message and I was like, son of a gun. It was like the first thing I did at 4 in the morning was correct that post. But don't be sorry. It's definitely well deserved. I did it to myself. I have nobody to blame but myself. So we have our wombat. Wombat's gonna go in here, hang out in this this habitat. It's kind of small. I'm a little worried we may only get one. And then we have a platypus, which is gonna go right here. And we have a koala, which is gonna go right here. And then one of two things will happen. and I have a feeling it's gonna happen. I feel like this is as big as it's gonna get. I think we'll maybe have like a kind of like an indoor outdoor habitat right here, because it's the building is actually quite large. It's larger than I anticipated. But it's our Australian house, so koala right here, so they can get lots of natural sun. And then as you're kind of walking by, and we'll have like some foliage right here, I hope, you'll be able to kind of see in and look at the koalas as they're kind of like climbing up the trees. We'll have our platypus right here, and then maybe a fourth habitat right here. But if it doesn't work out, because if the building's too large or something like that, what'll end up happening is there'll be an exit, and it'll go into another habitat on the exterior. Probably our dingo, because I created a dingo habitat. That's really what it is. And socks, yeah. So I had a big issue playing Planet Zoo on one of my previous computers. It just really kind of struggled a lot when it came to certain things. So I ended up rebuilding my PC into what we see now, which it's a lot better. But it's also paused. So if you're ever having an issue with it like lagging a lot, pause the game and then it'll hopefully help out. It's supposed to help out. That's all I got for you. Good computer is hella subjective, yes. That it is. For me, so I'm not really big on building computers. I'm gonna kind of say that right now. I went with a better than needed CPU, and then a graphics card for me. And even then, like, my graphics card's not the greatest. It's a 3060. I built it during COVID. So pricing was incredibly inflated during that time. Nice, just he's laying down the rule, but it is very much the it is that. But for me, it was CPU and GPU. Yeah, I've blown out one AIO cooler already playing this game. But pausing definitely does help. Even my computer chugs a lot on our community zoo. I am a little worried about that one. Oh, definitely not. Definitely not the only one. That is the plan. So we've already started planning Community Zoo 3, and we're going to do like micro zoos as opposed to one large zoo. but it's I think we've and Sparrow, maybe you can attest to this. I think we maybe built it a little bit larger than it needed to be, but it's still really cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm really excited about it. Immediately blame Sparrow. Very much trial and error, very much not just Sparrow's fault. I definitely was part of that problem as well. But yeah, 100%. The interest in Community Zoo 2 was phenomenal. I don't think anybody, including ourselves, expected it to be as crazy or as positive as it was. Which will always be something I'm happy about struggling with. Hey, Zulago. You know what? Actually, probably sooner rather than later, to be honest. I saw the game when it first came out, and I was like, this looks really cool. And then now I feel the need to go back and play it, ever since I shared it today. Oh, thank you so much. I'm really excited about this. I didn't think it was ever going to become this crazy. I gotta say though, your crocodile habitat is just as crazy. It's really cool. Yo, it was a wild build. Planet Zoo, bringing people together across language barriers. That is the best way to put that. Doesn't matter where you are, the language, the scientific name is still the same. So I kind of like the idea of having the exit right here, and then instead of having it as a straight wall, it'll be kind of like an edge wall that'll go across a little bit. I kind of like that idea. Yeah, that's the downside. It's I'm always busy with games, and not every game I'm gonna put on YouTube. That's for sure. For some reason, I feel like you guys will not like Helldivers. Just saying. I don't think that's a game for my audience. Maybe I'll stream it one day. Aspen and I actually play Helldivers together. It's not about understanding sometimes. Sometimes it's all about just vibing. As Knight said, it's all about just having a fun time and watching some Planet Zoo. Sometimes that's all people want to do. There's nothing wrong with that, that's for sure. My goodness. Well, thank you for stopping by, Zoologo. I really appreciate it. I wish you all the best. It's 2 a.m. I can't believe you're still up and about at 2 a.m. That's wild. Okay. I think from an interior perspective, we're pretty much done for now. More so because we still need to get the exterior kind of all figured out. And maybe I'm going to get you guys help in building this exterior and helping me out on this one. I think this is probably what I'm going to struggle with the most. Because obviously we have this really wide open area. Probably going to go ahead and say that we can wrap some foliage around and then maybe add in, maybe get some type of habitat on this side. That still leaves a rather open area. And there's two ways that we can figure that we can kind of like fix this. I say fix. You are a night owl, Knight. I realize what I just said there too. We could do a fountain of some type, maybe like an Australian style fountain. Thanks for joining in, Socks. I really appreciate it. Stopping by. It's been fun. Thank you so much. Let's see here. So let's just do something like this for now. Yeah, thank you. She's quite the dog. She is currently in somewhat withdrawal. She just had some teeth surgery, mouth surgery. So she's very anxious to kind of get back together or back to doing what she wants to do because she can't play with any of her toys. Which is like a sad day. She's currently throwing a tantrum right now, actually. I'm gonna build this. I'm gonna delete it right away. I know it. Oh, I think she might be running upstairs now. That's actually what I'm going to try to do. I'm thinking of putting some type of Australian statue on the top and then maybe just kind of like working out the stone a little bit. Yeah, she's definitely on the mend. She thinks she's ready to go. Sounds kind of weird. My dog and I play fight all the time. Like that's what she does when we're bored. She'll try to like instigate a fight with me. And when we got her back from the vet, she was pretty like lethargic, didn't really want to do a whole lot. And then just out of nowhere the other day, it was like we were back on, ready to fight. Which kind of lets me know that my dog is like, she's doing okay at that point. Like she's quite happy, I think. As I say that I fight my dog on a regular basis. Now I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the show, and this reminds me of it's called The Whitest Kids on the Block, or The Whitest Kids You Know. Sorry, that's a lie. The Whitest Kids You Know. Yeah, so I'm gonna fill up the area with like more rocks. I'm just trying to like blend it out a little bit. I suck when it comes to rock work, I will tell you that right now. She often wins the fight, let's be real. She gets whatever she wants. Yeah, it's like the best fountain to use. I tried to put a fountain in the zoo one day, and this was before I realized there was actually legitimate fountain pieces, and I tried to make my own. It was terrible. I have an idea though. We are talking about custom fountains right now, and welcome to the stream. we're trying to we're trying to blend out the fountain a little bit, and I don't know how it's going. I feel like my when in doubt, just add more is not going to work on this one. Ah, well, thank you for lurking. Means a lot. It means a lot when people come to watch this. It's funny, I think one of the first times I ever streamed, my wife came downstairs and she was like, "Are you talking to yourself?" Because there was nobody on the stream at the time. I just about died laughing. I couldn't believe it. I wish there were better statues. I like the Mecharoo, but it just doesn't quite fit. This fits though. She would take that opportunity to commit me 100%. No questions asked. Immediately committed. Straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do you think that me talking to nobody in the room is creepy, or this this water fountain is creepy? So it could be both. I would be okay with both. I think I'm going to put kangaroos on the exterior for sure. Yeah, I think kangaroos have to, like, it's like an iconic Australian animal. It has to be in a zoo. It has to be in the Australian section. I do have an idea. I have a little bit of an idea. Oh yeah, the Mecharoo is 100% a creepy. If I'm at a zoo, I don't want to see a Mecharoo. I can tell you that right now. Which I just realized rhymes, and that makes it even worse. Hey, Strix. An emu and kangaroo habitat, like a joint habitat. I've never built a dual species habitat before. Why can't I find this piece? Am I blind? I can't find. Oh my god. I am blind. I've never mixed species before. No, I've always made standalone habitats. Which, say what you will, but like that is definitely a deep dark secret that I've just shared with you guys. Yeah, I don't know why. I think maybe I've always been like really daunted at like making a habitat that would be for like a mixed species. I think that definitely probably has something definitely a large part of the reason why. Adding in, yeah, it's somebody actually asked me, somebody provided feedback on Reddit about one of my builds, and they're like, hey, you should really think about doing it. So I'm committed to doing a mixed species habitat. It will happen soon, hopefully. Who knows? Maybe it'll probably happen in Iguazu, to be honest with you, before it happens here in CBZ. Just a mad experiment. Why do I feel like, you know what else I've never done in this game? I've never intentionally done like a habitat where I would have predator and prey. Also missed out on that. Oh my god. And here's Iguazu with literally those three animals in separate habitats. Just like that is definitely it's definitely something I would do, that's for sure. It would be really cool. Maybe one day I'll just do a zoo and go all crazy, like predator and prey and stuff like that. I hear somebody else though. I hear Sori was playing around with it. Perhaps one day. Sorry, it was work. So I like everything except for this. And I stupidly added everything on the same. Son of a gun. You don't know until you try it, though. That's the important thing. The only reason I want to add a fence to it is because, I don't know, why do I want to add a fence to it? It does kind of look a little bit more natural, but you know what? Maybe we can, you know, like compromise a little bit. I think we can. Not even a low fence. You know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna do like a low little curb. Okay, yeah, so that looks a lot more organic, and you know, truthfully, I think most guests would stay off mulch and stuff like that. I don't think they would actually kind of sit on it or walk on it. I think we'd be okay. Now, here comes the $1 million question. What if we wanted to separate the Australia section from the rest of the zoo? How would we go about doing something like Definitely nothing wrong with going for a little swim. I think we're going to get your heat wave next week. I think we're hitting like high of 40, I want to say. 40 degrees Celsius, which is astronomical in terms of like temperature. So I just want to... So I kind of toyed with the idea of doing something silly like this. Something like this, and then like... something like that. But no, it doesn't look really good. Actually not a big fan of these. Oh, that was a bad idea. Oh, my game's thinking now. There we go, okay. Yeah, so I like it like this, because then what we can do is we can actually like, we can push it out a little bit, because it was getting a little cramped in here for what it was. And then maybe we can actually have like a little micro habitat for the Australian section right here. Actually kind of like that idea. So yeah, so what we could do, because it's, I know in reality it's not a big issue, but if you think about it, what it is like, it's a really long way for you to walk from one habitat to the other without seeing another animal, and like for sure we'll probably put one right here, but this leaves a very wide open space right here, and maybe we can reutilize this. Thanks for joining, sorry, I really appreciate it. We could do like, there's not much we don't have planned, but we could put a dingo habitat there. I need a lot of space though. Yeah, I'm a little, maybe a saltwater croc. Have a nice outdoor saltwater crocodile habitat leading in. Food for thought. Food definitely for thought on this one. But yes, I think this actually kind of like, this adds a lot more to the build, that's for sure. Gives it that Australian vibe. I think it gives it that Australian vibe, which I guess at the end of the day is really what's important. If you're happy with it, that's all that matters. we have our interior, which is definitely coming along much nicer. But I think from a build perspective, I'm really happy with where we're at. So, for those who are still around, what do you say we take a look at, I'll give you a sneak peek of the newest habitat for Iguazu, and then we'll maybe call it a day. Alright, hang on, let's take a look. You see my all my different versions of Iguazu. I think I'm up to version 6 now. Here's the only downside with loading Iguazu, is it takes a lot longer to do so. Alright, this is our, this is the latest section that we've worked on. So this is our last episode, and then this is the next build. And I've already started kind of planning out like the pathing all the way down. Oh, right on. So you've joined, like, Ottawa Zoo is hot and cold for me because there was like a lot of like back and forth on Ottawa Zoo, where I go back through and rebuild it all, which probably added a lot of extra time to the overall build. But this is our newest habitat. So it's going to be in the same area, so we're going to follow through. We'll go along our path here, and then as we come out to the other side, we see this this little like monkey island. And this is the newest habitat that we put together. The only thing that I'm on the fence about, and it was my first time doing it, is this wall back here. Which really was just meant to add a barrier, but I think this is our newest habitat. So a few things, we have basket ferns on like these lattices, and then we have it like kind of drilled into the rock, so you can, instead of just having like plain old rock, you have some greenery all the way through. We even have some music playing on the background. We have the South American playlist going on, and then as we kind of walk around, we have our backstage area, which is kind of like, I've tried to maybe be a little bit more delicate with how it goes, so you can kind of look in and see it from all three directions, which I think is really cool. And then even better, so if we were just to walk it, which we'll do. So as we kind of come through, we have our like little washroom rest area. You can go and have a seat, and then you can kind of come up here and look into our newest habitat. And the only thing that I'm kind of upset about this is when I was building it, I meant to push this out a little bit further, but I didn't. So they kind of like face through the sinks, which is like not a bad thing, but they are actually standing at the sinks, which I thought was really cool because it's almost like they use the restroom and then stand at the sink to wash their hands. So as we kind of come out, we roll around the corner here. And then this is where you kind of start to see our habitat. You get this really cool view from all the way up here where you can kind of see them jumping around, which I thought was really cool. And then as you kind of make your way down, you have a little bit of separation with the rock walls kind of carrying through. This is like the iconic build. We're working on some custom signs for our zoo. So I place all like the signage, I just kind of make it still. And then we have the habitat itself. Hey Aspen, how's it going? I was just talking about the fact that we should start recording ourselves playing Helldivers. And then you can kind of see into the habitat itself for the capuchin monkey. And then as you kind of walk through, you'll have some more education and stuff like that. But the idea was to have these like mini walls separate the habitats. So you, as you go from one area to the other, it's going to transport you from one place to another. And I think that was the idea behind it. The only downside with this is the water keeps on getting dirty because I don't have any water filtration all the way down here. These are the climbing structures I built for the raccoon, and I just kind of repurposed them, and then I added in a little ladder. Yeah, the only downside with this moat, I think it would be better if maybe I could get the water to go a little bit higher, but it's a small price to pay. But then as we kind of continue, you can get a nice sun on the other side. Some like little education boards drilled into the barrier, and then again, like every view is meant to be able to see the monkeys climbing just all over the place, which is what I was really happy about. I thought I did for my first monkey habitat. I like to think I did pretty well. And then as we continue, we have our backstage area, which is, of course, as is normal, fully fleshed out. Thanks, Kat. Thanks, Alfred. And then we have our backstage area, which you guys definitely saw photos of it. We have some drains with water piled up around it. We have a view to die for as you're working. I could see myself coming here just to work. You are right. I can do it, but I won't. The only thing that I've turned off in the in sandbox mode is money and death. They can't age out. I've frozen their ages. And everything else is still on. And power. I think I've turned power off too. Because for some reason, I really just disagree with the fact that you need to have power everywhere. It would be more like Service Underground and stuff like that. But I like the view. So you can come in and work, and as you're kind of like cutting up bananas and fruit and stuff like that, you can look out and see way off into the distance. And then we have our this is kind of like our backstage area. It was the one backstage area that you decided to go visit I had not done, and I can't believe that it was the one area that I kind of just like skipped out on. But yeah, so this is our backstage area. Although weirdly enough, they tend to do this where they'll kind of do their business on a rope. And it's kind of weird. And then as we come through, my second favorite part of this entire build is actually this. So this is the forage. I thought that from like getting it built into the ground as best as I could, this is probably the best I've ever done. Yeah, it's I've seen some zoos that'll have like they'll have like junction boxes and they'll hide them like up in a hill and stuff like that, like in a foliage spot. But you don't need like generators everywhere. Thank you. I actually really enjoy doing backstages. But yeah, so this is our latest habitat, which I've had. The video's been ready to go for the last like week and a bit, and it's taken everything in my willpower not to post it early. And then what's next for Iguazu is filling in this spot over here. So this is the only spot in the first, like the hidden temples of Iguazu that we have yet to kind of take care of. So I want to put in a habitat right here, and then we can kind of just roll it around, and then it'll tie in really well with the rest of like the cliffside habitats, I think. So this will be the last hidden temple area, and then we'll move on to over here, which is we're going to transition from hidden temple into like this more more clay brick style. So we're going to do a habitat right here, and then probably do one right here, more so because we have like that change in elevation. So I'm really curious. Don't worry, that's why I have a guest barrier. Oh my god, the guest barrier helps us out. But yeah, no, I definitely feel you on the fear of heights on this one. And then as I was kind of like exploring around, I noticed all the way over here. So this is all buildable area right here. So I'm tempted, if I ever make my way all the way down, is to build in some type of habitat. This is my pipe dream. So we'll have a habitat on the top area, and it's going to lead to a waterfall that will fill in the pool for a second habitat on the bottom area. So it'll be somewhat connected. I thought that would be really cool. But that's also like a long way away in terms of habitat builds, because like we've done quite a bit. I'm actually surprised how much we've done. And this is what it looks like. So I think once we fill this in, it'll look a lot better. Just a matter of getting it filled in. But that's Iguazu, and that episode's going to be up in 12 hours. So yeah, so that's the sneak peek of what's next for Iguazu. It is definitely not big enough to make it all the way there, so I think we might have to branch out into some other animals, maybe some more Australian, some smaller. Because I've been looking at like really small animals, so like the aardvark, for sure. The Aldera giant tortoise, got to go with something like that. But weirdly enough, I think, yeah, nothing Arctic. I think we've already done that. Asian small clawed otter, which I guess is like kind of like oceanic. The Bengal tiger would be really cool to maybe add in a tiger habitat. The idea is to have like smaller animals, no rhinos. Brown-throated sloth, which I actually think the brown-throated sloth will probably be the one that goes right here. And even though it'll be like, I don't know, I haven't really built like a lot of those types of habitats. Caracal, for sure. So yeah, maybe like have like these little like mini houses, like an Asian themed house and stuff like that. So lots of ideas, but I'm actually really happy with Iguazu. I think from like where I started with Ottawa Zoo to where I am today, significant changes, and I think that's at the end of the day, that's what matters the most. But while I'm here, there is something I need to do. I need to blueprint this. Only because I'm going to be using a lot of these in Iguazu, because I actually really like how these look. Yeah, revisiting the older builds was actually really cool. I miss Ottawa Zoo. It's for my first fully complete zoo. I'm actually pretty proud of it. And Iguazu is shaping up to be my second fully complete zoo, which is it's nice to see the contrast between the two. That's for sure. But that's about it. We've hung out for 2 hours and 10 minutes, and I really appreciate you guys all coming and hanging out with me today during this impromptu stream. But I'm coming with a good news as well, which is on Sunday in the morning. I'm actually planning on streaming again, and maybe we'll work a little bit more on Ottawa Zoo. or not Ottawa. Goodness, Cedarbrook Park Zoo. The other thing that we need to do, Sparrow. I think Sparrow, you found me when I was doing Oasis Zoo. I think that's when you first. Stumbled across my channel, if I recall. I think we were chatting about it. Yeah, we definitely need to. I don't know. I feel like Oasis Zoo is beyond saving, in the sense that like rebuilding everything just may not be up to task. It was a good zoo. I think definitely had a lot of fun time with this one as well. I actually haven't looked at it since the last time I uploaded a video for Oasis Zoo. Hang on, let's see here. This is Oasis Zoo. I think my favorite build in Oasis Zoo, you're right, Oasis Zoo 2.0 maybe, was actually this. I think this market food court, which I can't believe I actually went through the trouble of doing a market food court. I thought this was a really cool build. You have like your little tuk-tuks, washrooms, and all in the sand dunes. I thought this was really cool. And then we have like all these sunshades. This is where sunshades really started. It was Oasis Zoo. And then it was where I built. I think my favorite habitat for this one has to be this one. This is my favorite habitat, with like our underwater viewing with custom flooring, and then some plied backstage area. This was like back when like my backstage areas were like meh. So many rocks, like a little pool for them to swim in, and then like each rock had like a little egg on it. And then we have the giraffe habitat to bring back memory. This is all over the place, I can tell you that. I think it was the first time I've ever built something like this, which was to hide all of our power. It was like kind of like a fake green box. But this is by far my favorite. This is my favorite build. Yeah, and even then, it's not even like that. It's not even that crazy from a piece count perspective. But yeah, and then we have our cheetah habitat, and this was the last habitat I built in Oasis Zoo, which was for the Aldera. It's crazy to see how much has changed from like when you first start playing Planet Zoo to like where you are today, and I think it's always cool to go back and look at your original builds, because this by far is definitely a huge improvement. The Sandcat habitat, which each block painstakingly placed over and over and over again. Oh, the upside down bamboo. You know what? This is the only time I've ever actually done that. I'll have to remember that. It's the small things you have to remember. And even has a backstage area. Look, it has a backstage area. It's pretty wild seeing all the changes. I can tell you that what was in the plans was kind of like, I wanted to have like a restaurant all the way up here that would view into the cheetah habitat. I was going to call it a mountaintop or a hilltop restaurant, so you kind of like look in and stuff like that. And then, yeah. I will say I'm actually a huge fan of this entrance though. I thought I did pretty good on this entrance. I actually really like this. Like our tickets, you can hang on. I think I actually went pretty crazy. The Canada Wildlife Conservancy is a dedicated partner with Oasis Zoo. I thought I actually created like a full thing for it. It was back in the day when I was still learning. And then we have our gift shop. My first time ever doing gift shops. I thought it was really cool though. I had a lot of fun with this. And then there's Our Dark Alley, which is a play on Aardvark. With like an interior and exterior habitat with a little baby Aardvark. I definitely learned a lot with this build too. So it was just really cool. So I haven't actually looked at Oasis Zoo in a while, but yes, for sure, Oasis Zoo 2.0 might be the next zoo we go and revisit and just rebuild Oasis Zoo from the very beginning. I think that would be really cool in franchise mode. I have a lot of fun in franchise mode. So, but yeah, just like a little trip down memory lane. I think to close off the stream tonight, revisiting all of our old zoos. Weirdly enough, speaking of old zoos, I did stumble across something pretty interesting. This will be the last thing I show you. Yeah, it was the first time. That was the first time I had worked with murals in Planet Zoo. It was actually in the Aardvark habitat. Now this brings back memories, and I think it's fitting, Strix, because you're watching Ottawa Zoo right now. I was worried that I deleted it, and I didn't, and I'm happy that I didn't delete this. I'm happy that we this is it. This is Ottawa Zoo. The original Ottawa Zoo, the OG that started it all. With the exception of this habitat, these used to be two different habitats. And then I combined it into a beaver habitat, which was terrible. But this is it. And Alfred, I'll have you know, the bison habitat is still here. And this was our original bison habitat. This terrible looking thing. Oh man. And our bear habitat, that was like 3 or 4 times the size that it needed to be. Our food court, this was the first time I tried to make a food court. I thought this was way back. This is just bringing back memories. And then of course our 9-banded armadillo. Oh shit. I have some baby armadillos. I just left them here. Antonio, Margarita, Jesus, Francesca. Yeah, so this was Ottawa Zoo. This is the OG zoo that started it all, and I can't believe that it's been that long. We've come from this to what we're working on now in Cedarbrook Park Zoo. I think that's a huge change. Yeah, this is a nice trip down memory lane. God, I can't believe how friggin'. It's not that it was bad. It was really rough. It's almost like it kind of like makes you shudder almost. Looking at this and be like, oh man, like what did I build? But again, it's part of the learning experience. I thought I did pretty good for what it was, for like the first time really playing Planet Zoo. I think I only had like 30 or 40 hours in the game. I'd played like the campaign. That's what I'd done. I'd done the story missions, the story for Planet Zoo, and then that was it. And then I put the game away. And then a year and a bit ago, I decided to start playing it again, and this is what I created. So if you're ever looking for a before and after, this is it. This is the best way to look at a before and after. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna reminisce a little bit more about Ottawa Zoo. But thanks for joining me on this tour down memory lane. You know what? Surprisingly, I feel like a lot of people don't finish their zoos. I think it's really hard to finish a zoo. I think Sparrow's only ever finished one zoo. But yeah, so it's not many people finish zoos. So you're not very far off. You're like 50% of the way there. Thanks for stopping by, Aspen. And we need to go and do some Helldivers again soon. You're one up on me now, Sparrow. I have 4 zoos on the go, and only one's been only one's complete. So I'll have to catch up on you. That's for sure. I can't wait to see your finished zoo, though. I'm really looking forward to that. But thanks for joining me today, guys. It's really appreciate it. I hope you guys had a lot of fun going through memory lane and seeing a little bit more of Cedarbrook Park Zoo, which I'm pretty sure everybody thought I forgot. So I'm excited that we were able to kind of bring that back and go through that. But I'm gonna leave everybody now. It's getting pretty late my time, so I'm gonna go and enjoy the evening. I'm gonna go and play with my dog for a little bit and keep her some company. And maybe do on the side a little bit more Cedarbrook Park Zoo. Just kind of figure out what I want to do, because there's a lot for this particular build to finish. So yeah, thanks for joining, everybody. I really appreciate it. Classic Canadian. I'm never going to be able to say goodbye if I don't actually say goodbye. Thanks for joining, everybody.